Welcome friends, today we are going to discuss the new feature of HP UFT which is called image based object identification, or other name is insight based recording. So the principle behind this is basically how it identifies the controls. It identifies the controls as objects as a normal person would look like at them. So suppose I have just to give simple example. Suppose I have a person, I don't know what the name of the person is, what's the country where he works, or what family background, anything, or the hobbies of that person. So I don't know anything about that person, but still I am able to recognize that person. So it may be because of the hairstyle, it can be the color or the eyes, skin color, smile, or the way the person dress up. So on the similar tracks, what HP UFT does, it recognize objects as images, and these objects which are added to my object repository behaves as normal objects, and any of the operations like click, any methods or the properties can be performed on that. So the basic advantage of this thing is like this insight based identification is helpful in the scenarios wherein my application is built in such an environment that UFT doesn't support that environment and the objects cannot be uniquely identified. So rather than going for other ways of identifying the objects, I'll go for image based identification. So let me show you the demo. So this is my HP UFT. I have an application which is a flash based application. So currently what my UFT, it is not able to recognize that. I'll show you. Let me object spy the application. In case I am object spying the application, what my UFT is doing, my object spy is happening. So it is taking that application as what an win object application or a web element is coming. I am not able to uniquely identify the points of the calculator. So let me show you one more thing. Let me start recording on that application in normal mode. I am performing suppose any operation on that. So each and everything is getting recorded in my application, in my UFT. I'm stopping that. So this is what the recording which I have got. So each and everything was getting up to browser.page, the hierarchy was fine, but when win object came, this means that UFT is not able to identify the controls. It never identified that controls whether I clicked 1 or 2. So it was not able to uniquely identify the controls. So better way of doing this is what we call it as inside recording. So I'll start recording in a normal mode. So from here I'll select what, I'll go for inside recording. So I'm now in an inside recording mode. I'm doing what all the operations I'm doing, it is getting captured. So let me stop the recording. Let me see what this type my UFT has generated. See what we got this time is browser. Browser is my parent object. Okay, inside object, that's what we got. This means this is my child object in the hierarchy. So when these images are basically what we captured, the objects which are already exist. So when I am hovering on any of these objects, what I am getting the bigger image of that. In case I am double clicking on that, it will directly take me to the local object repository where these objects are getting saved. I can rename these objects as normal object test1 in case I am doing. In case I want to edit the image, test object image, I can do that. I can click on that edit symbol. So it will give me the possibilities. In case I just want to increase or decrease the boundaries of the object which I have captured, I can do that. Or I want to customize the operation where I want to click. I want to click on center. I want to click on customized coordinates. I want to zoom in. I can do that. So take snapshots is also possible. So I'm currently saving the images. So this way we can edit the object which we have captured. So and one more thing, we can also use visual relation identifier as we used to do on normal objects. We can also use ordinal identifier properties, but enable this smart identification and my mandatory and assistive properties are disabled. We can't use these properties over here. So these were what we added our objects using recording. In case I just want to add my objects to object repository manually, I can do this by going to this button which is called add inside object to local. So I'm clicking on that. It will give me two methods. One is called automatic, one is called manual. So in case I'm going to automatic, the idea is automatically with which control I'm working, that control will be captured. Suppose I'm clicking on 5. so it will be pointing to that control. I can just increase the boundary so that identification can be proper. I'm clicking on save. So this object is getting added to my object repository. So this is what the 5 got added. In case I just want to go for manual mode, so what, I'll have a cross line structure which will zoom in, so I can just select all the object I want to select manually. So in case this, what I have to drag, I want this memory calculator thing to be added, M+ symbol to be added, I have to define the boundaries here. So that's what I'm clicking on save. So this is also added. So this is how my image based object identification happens. So the idea is it takes each and every object as an image, and these images are added as normal objects into my object repository, and when UFT is running, it try to compare my runtime object and with my test object. One more thing, in case I just want to give more properties to this, one property is available which is called similarity. Does the name indicate, this property defines how similar will be my test object to my runtime object is. By default it is 80%. In case we want to configure it, we can give any value by 40%. So the idea is like, what will be the difference between my test object and my runtime object based on my color or appearances, that it basically gives me a tolerance and power. Just to summarize the things again, so why we use this image based object identification, in case my UFT does not recognize my application under test, so the environment supported by in which my AUT is built is not supported by UFT, I'll go for image based identification. And in case we are working on remote machines on non-window platform, that can also the solution is we will go for image based object identification or inside recording mode. And the most important property like mandatory and assistive and also smart identification doesn't work, they are not supported in my image based identification. And we can use ordinal and visual recognition identifier for uniquely identification of the objects. And the two ways of adding my objects to my object repository is manual and automatic. And we can use images and names can be used in editor view. Let me show you this thing also. In case we want to change the properties or these images are coming in my editor, I can go to what, I can go to tools, I have to go to my options, then we have options called Gui Testing. So this is what inside base settings, all the settings for my inside recording is available. Suppose in this case I don't want my images to be displayed, I want object repository names to be displayed here. I can show, check these option, uncheck this, show test object images in step, I have unchecked these. So a lot of options are there, we can explore these options. I'm clicking on OK. See what, this time these images are gone, all the names which were captured which we gave in object repository are taken here. So these are the settings. In case we want to use these settings, these are also available. So similarity feature, I give you the example of similarity feature, how similar my image, my test object image will be to my runtime image object. So one more most important thing, descriptive programming is also possible in my image based identification. So like we used to do DP in the form of property name and property value pair, on the similar fashion we can use DP in my image based object identification also. See, I used image source, we can directly give the image source which is on my desktop and give the index of that image. So this is how we use descriptive programming in UFT. So the idea was I try to summarize all the feature of image based identification, how it works, how we can add that, which all the description properties are available, what all the features of this is. So thanks a lot for watching this video. In case you need any more help on the new feature list, please contact us on info@ufthelp.com or do visit our website www.ufthelp.com. Thanks a lot.